really a pleasure to be here today with everyone. I think we're probably all still reflecting and reeling from the really inspiring presentation from Dr. Orioa, and I think her remarks at the end around how do we make UHN and U of T a more inclusive space for new mothers is a really good place to be starting the conversation today. And so really thank you all for being here. We hope this can be an interactive session and a discussion, and we'll take a little bit of time as well to talk about one of the initiatives that Catherine Wang mentioned in her presentation, and hope that you're all interested in becoming engaged. Just to start, my name is Danielle Rodin. I'm a radiation oncologist at Princess Margaret and director of our global cancer program. And I've been really fortunate to be working with Andrea Etherington and Samantha Palmer over the last year on developing this program in conjunction with People and Culture. Maybe I'll just pass it over for a moment to Andrea and then Sam to introduce themselves.
Thanks, Danielle. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today. And it's really exciting to see the enthusiasm about UHN Women and this initiative in particular. I'm Andrea Etherington. I'm the Director of Strategic Projects and Planning for UHN Education and the Chief Medical Officer of Portfolio.
And hello, everyone. Thank you very much again for joining. We're very excited to talk to you about what we've been working on for the past year or so. I'm Samantha Palmer. I work for the UHN data team on health data communications. And I can pass it to you, Danielle.
Great. Thanks so much, Sam. Well, we've called this session Juggles and Struggles. And I think for anyone who's ever had to balance caregiving roles and career responsibilities, the juggle and struggle is a constant one. And, I think there's now a lot of growing evidence that shows that from a variety of countries that the longer new mothers are away from paid work, the less likely they are to be promoted, to move into management, or receive a pay raise once their leave is over. And they're also at greater risk of being fired or demoted, and the length of leave can be a factor in the perceptions of coworkers, and women who take longer leaves are often seen as less committed to their jobs than women who take much shorter leaves. And I think those perceptions and those trade-offs really undercut a major goal of legislating parental leave policies, which is ensuring that women don't have to choose between motherhood and career success. And the ability to take your full parental leave without feeling like you're going to diminish your ability to be promoted or have a pay increase or aspire to certain leadership prospects is really critical for improving greater gender equity in the workplace and for helping all working parents, and in particular mothers, achieve greater work-life balance. And HR departments and organizational leaders have had this item on their agenda for a long time. But there's a lot of evidence now that specific interventions and programs can make a real difference for organizations that are looking to develop, grow, and retain talent. And I think on a personal note, really can help us all feel more successful at work. And it was with this in mind that we started thinking about how we can support and mentor new mothers to fulfill their roles, both in their new caregiving environment as well as their return to work. And the UHN Women's Strategic Framework, many of you may have seen this before, has a mission to promote equitable and inclusive opportunities for women to lead, grow, and achieve professional fulfillment in their careers and in their lives. And there are a number of pillars around this framework around equitable policies, enhancing infrastructure, championing culture and transformation, and encouraging and supporting leadership development. And we thought we'd focus a little bit on this pillar, which is about working with leaders to encourage and create opportunities for women to grow and develop the kind of career that they aspire to. And with that, I'm going to hand it over now to Andrea to talk a little bit now about the Working Moms Mentorship Pilot Program.
Thanks, Danielle. So we recognize that for all caregiving roles, there's certainly lots of great opportunities, and it's an exciting role for many people, but there are also some challenges. And so we decided to launch a specific pilot. It's quite targeted to a certain time frame or phase in terms of parenthood. And it's really targeted at women who are new moms as they're about to transition into maternity leave. And their time during leave, and then also supporting them to navigate that challenging transition back to the workplace and back into their roles and back into the teams. And our hope is that we can start with this pilot and then expand to other groups and other areas, and really looking at supporting women across UHN, building a really strong network, engaging with different educational events and speaker series to really build a community for working women at UHN. Next slide, Danielle. So just a few key highlights in terms of the pilot. It is launching tomorrow in conjunction with International Women's Day. And the plan is to pilot it. It's an iterative process, hopefully getting a lot of feedback so we can continue to grow the program and to improve the program. And as I mentioned, it's quite focused at that transition into maternity leave, and aiming to provide opportunities for individuals to keep in touch with their colleagues at UHN, to minimize the stress and challenges associated with the return to work phase, and really to promote a supportive culture across UHN for working moms. Next slide. In terms of the support that we're looking for, we're looking at developing this as a one-to-one mentorship program. So for all of you here joining today, perhaps you're at the phase where you're going into the maternity leave phase, or perhaps, like me, my children are a little bit older. So we're also looking for mentors to support in that one-to-one relationship. And then we're looking to build that into a community so that we can be supporting one another. In terms of some of the specific supports that we're looking to build through that mentorship partnership, we're looking at sort of prior to maternity leave, sort of the decision making, helping in terms of awareness of resources out there, and helping to sort of help the individuals to sort of anticipate what's to come. Also during the maternity leave, looking at supports in terms of just keeping in touch, helping to share any resources, supports as you start to think about returning to work, and also that engagement with the broader UHN Women committee as well. And then as we transition into return to work, looking at supporting during that phase, any sort of support or advice to ease the reintegration back into the roles and to teams as well. And next slide, I think it's Samantha will be speaking to this.
Perfect, thank you, Andrea. So as we were designing this program, we wanted to kind of be as comprehensive as we could to make sure that members were getting support where they needed it most. So to begin, the program starts with applicants filling out an intake form, which will be sent to the People and Culture team, which will do our thoughtful matching process based off of our mentees' expressed needs and the mentors' areas of expertise. The mentees, as Andrea kind of touched on, will receive one-on-one support from their mentor where they can discuss a wide range of topics. We are planning to organize quarterly get-togethers, which will be open to all members, which will facilitate broader connection and network building across the group. And they will feature educational seminars on various topics as they pertain to parenthood, career development, or any other topics that the group hopes to kind of learn a little bit more about. And lastly, as part of this program as well, we really want to have it as an open loop feedback to UHN leadership, where we can share this information that we have and these learnings that we have with UHN to continue to support working moms and get more advocacy for new policies, infrastructure, and guidance based off the feedback that we get from our members. And here we go in a little bit deeper into if this is something that you're interested in, what the matching process kind of looks like. So it starts off with for those that are about to commence on their maternity leave, you'll be provided with an overview package, which will give you information about the program, what to expect, and for those interested in learning more about the program as well, if this is not yet at the stage you're at, any information or resources about the program are also available at the People and Culture intranet page, which will be launching soon. And then interested applicants will fill out their intake form, and there will be a thoughtful matching process based off of how you respond to your that application. And People and Culture will then introduce the mentor and mentee after both parties have completed the online orientation. And at this time, this will allow both the mentor and mentee to have a chance to meet one another and determine if you are a good fit. And if it isn't, there is the opportunity, of course, to work with People and Culture to continue to find a new connection until you do find that perfect match.
Thank you.
And then I guess as last steps, so I did mention briefly, but the People and Culture intranet page will be a resource available for any time you would like to reach I guess, or to access any of the program information. And of course, if you have questions today, that's what we're here for. We would love to hear any questions that you have. But if there are questions outside of today, please feel free to email what we have on the screen here. And then if this is something you're interested in or would like to be a part of, we do hope that you sign up to be either a mentee or a mentor.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And we have a few minutes left before 2 o'clock, and we wanted to open it up now for any questions that you might have or suggestions. You know, we really see this as a program that can grow with everyone here and that we hope can evolve. Rosemary, nice to see you.
Hi, Danielle. Thank you for building this really great program. I can certainly see the need and value for it. I'm just wondering for this first, because you seem to imply it's currently a pilot. Are you only taking mentees that are before their maternity leave, or if hypothetically you have a 3-month-old baby, could you still try to apply to get support for the maternity portion and the return to work portion?
Absolutely. We actually are not being prescriptive around the time frame. I think for people who, it's really a program that's designed for people who are looking for guidance and support around that transition of their time as a mom and at work. We called it a pilot really because we think that the juggle between caregiving responsibilities and career responsibilities is one that people experience at different points in their lives. You know, we think about elder care, we think about other kinds of parental leave. And so we think that this is we called it a pilot really so that we can think about expanding it to include other groups, but there's definitely no restriction on when in your maternity leave you can apply. And, you know, I think Andrea and Sam and I when we were starting to build this program, I had come back from maternity leave I went on maternity leave just as wave 1 COVID was wrapping up, and thinking, you know, what is the best way to keep in touch? And I know I've benefited from mentors in many aspects of my own career, and thinking about, can we apply this to this really critical time around motherhood?
Thank you.
And I see a question from Alexandra.
Hi, thank you so much. Sorry, my camera's off. But I just wanted to ask, are you specifically putting people as mentors or mentees, or can someone occupy both roles?
You know, it's a great question. I don't see why someone couldn't occupy both roles. And I think that's something, you know, we have, if the site will go live tomorrow, but we have 2 forms, one for the mentee and one for the mentor. And if you were interested in having both, playing both roles, you could just fill out both forms and email them in to People and Culture. And you could, there's a space to sort of indicate that on the form as well.
That's great.
Andrea,
Thank you so much.
I don't know if you have anything to add there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, the only point I would like to highlight is, that we are trying to be inclusive, and really just encourage everyone to, to give it a try, and we'll continue to grow the program and, to iterate as we go along.
Is it Jen Lee Herder?
Yeah, and I was also wondering, this is amazing that you guys are launching this program, because I just recently came back from mat leave and I am experiencing some challenges. And I think I would have really benefited from it if I knew about it. Like, if this was launched before I went on mat leave, I think it would have been an amazing experience too. Just wondering also from the systemic level, how is peoples and culture really kind of taking account of what's happening to women during or before or after mat leave, and to ensure that they're not at disadvantage? Are there any things going on in that systemic level?
I think that's a really great question. And it's one of the things that we were thinking about quite a lot when we were developing this program. And, we felt like one of the challenges is, how do you get people in leadership roles to become aware of what those challenges are and to respond to them? And so at least I can speak from the perspective of the program. I think it was Sam who talked about the feedback loop in her slide. And, I think we really see this as an opportunity, one, to build community around women in these roles, and secondly, as an opportunity for the mentors and mentees to talk about these issues, and if they're comfortable, to feed some of these issues back to people in culture and leadership at UHN. So that was really one way that we thought to address it. Andrea, Sam?
Yeah, no, if I can just add, so Danielle and Samantha and I, felt there was a need for this program. And so we're able to develop at a conceptual level, but it's really been through the partnership with people and culture that we've been really able to operationalize it so quickly. So none of us are from people and culture, but we do have a strong membership on our leadership team from people and culture. And those are some of the discussions that we have been having in terms of just sort of how to, really advocate and look at sort of like organization-wide how we can be supporting people in these roles.
We have just,
I think you're about to say the same thing. One question in the chat from Serene. She asks that she likes the one-on-one mentorship initiative. She thinks that groups, meeting in groups may also be interesting and helpful. Are there any plans for that?
Yes, we had plans for that. We had thought about having, we were still deciding the optimal frequency, but we had been talking about having regular opportunities for all of the mentees and the mentors participating in the program to meet. We've thought about having events where there'd be perhaps an educational speaker and an opportunity to just network and interact. And I think this could be a great way to facilitate some of those broader conversations around how to improve things at UHN, and also around building your own network of other women going through this life transition at the same time. So definitely in the works. And I think some of the changing rules around gathering and meeting will enable us to hopefully do that in person in the not too distant future. And I see one other question, and I know it says, will there be an opportunity for relatively new moms to be mentees? Yes, I think that actually would be great. And I don't think that the mentees have to be people who have grown children, although they certainly can be. And I think that there's advice that you can offer at different points, depending on where you are in that process. So I think if you feel like you could be a good mentor, then please fill out the form. I think we're really looking for people at different stages of motherhood journey, and would really benefit from all of your participation and feedback. We want to be able to improve and grow the program. So I see it's 2 o'clock. There's an email in the chat. The link will be live tomorrow on the program. And I know that the 3 of us would be happy to connect and speak with anyone here who has ideas and would like to be part of it. So thank you so much. And thanks for joining in. Have a great day.